Hey everyone, welcome back to part 9 of FNAF Secret of the Mimic. Before we get started in our final video, I'd like to remind you to please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow, and it also will help you to know when I come out with a new game guide. So we're starting this one out at the end of the last video, just to make a clear transition. I'm showing the ending part of collecting the glitched permission. And from here, once you exit the computer screen, you have to go through the entire game again. Lucky for you, I've cut all of that stuff out. I go off camera, complete everything, get the highest permission level available, and then I cut it and come back with all of the permissions ready to execute the parachute program. So once you're done with everything, you already have all your collectibles, and if you didn't, this is your opportunity to go back and find them. So come in here, press the little button on the microphone, and then get on the computer and choose to run the parachute program.
You made it the farther than I had expected.
Once you do this, it's pretty much going to be the same as the last time that we went through.
You have made your choice.
So you'll go into the vent area underneath the sofa that is in there, follow the underground tunnels until you can exit. Now, I know we've already gone through all of this, but we're going to do it again. It's a very, very short segment. Nothing is really going to change until we get up to the main house area, and then that is going to be the same but different, let's say. We're not going to be hunting the films this time. We're going to be hunting down cassettes. Because I don't know if you noticed, there were a bunch of doors in the main house that had weird little keypads next to them, and we didn't go into any of those doors. Well, you can't go in without the glitched permission. So all the rooms that we went into previously, we don't need to go into those. We have to go into all new rooms. See that guy? The elephant? I thought I looked at him last time, but I looked at him this time and his eyes are totally bugging out of his face, and it's so creepy. That might be the single most creepy thing in this game, I think. Anyway, once you make your way through that vent system, come back to the welcome show and start the goodbye show. Go over to the lift, head down, and press the button in the center of the room on the podium. We're going to do the big top chase sequence. Don't worry, this is it probably took us a lot longer the last time, but to get up to the main house, it's only going to take approximately 10 to 11 minutes. So I will have timestamps in the description below. So if you want to skip ahead straight to the main house, you can do that. Just go and hit the timestamp. It should be at 11:20 is where the timestamp will be placed. So you can join me for the next 10 minutes going through this little area again if you wish, and if not, I'll see you at 11:20. After having done this section so many times, it's not so bad anymore. I did die the first couple of times that I tried to do that running away from Big Top section. But once I figured out that putting my back up against a wall I could see better, then it was a piece of cake. So now we're headed over to the R&D department where the Pizzaplex is. I am gonna do this part in a different order just to show you that you can. You can go on either side first or second, it really doesn't matter. And I am very curious about this. You know, this is all if you read in the text logs and listen to the audio logs, there's so much going on where this guy, Edwin Murray, is, I mean, he's pretty much got Fazbear's Pizzeria right here, and he had it before Fazbear Entertainment ever did anything like this. At this point, I think they only had Fredbear's Diner. So this is, it's really sad for Edwin and his family. Okay, we've got the Mimic again. We're gonna run over here, turn this crank. There's Bub. I guess Bub never got used. And he does talk about Hen. In some of the audio logs, he'll talk about Hen. I think that is Henry from the original, you know, like Freddy and Bunny, I think were the first suits that they made. It was Henry, and I can't remember the other guy's name right now. But yeah, he was actually talking to him, and I think it was Henry that, you know, kind of kept pushing things back and saying, oh, well, you know, we love the design, go ahead and make it. And then when it would be almost finished, say, oh wait, we need to make this change, and just kind of kept Edwin spinning his wheels.
You should have done what you were told.
You know, until he eventually went bankrupt.
Where did you go?
It's really sad. Anyway, I just went to the left side first. I took out Bub, which I took out Bub the first time first as well, but this time I put him in the light on the left side instead of the right side. That's with if you're facing the stage. So we're going to do this side first, just to kind of give you an idea of, you know, where you need to go when you do this side first. So now that the second light is activated and you have two doors that are closed, you're going to crawl through this vent, and it's going to put you out right on top of where the Mimic popped up when we used the computer. So yeah, that's really the only difference, is that you come out in the middle of the room this time. Of course, take your time. Keep an eye out for that Mimic. And the story of the Mimic, oh my goodness, it is so sad. Like, it was only ever created, initially it was made to replace Edwin's wife when she passed away. And then he tried to make another one to replace his son when his son passed away. And that is the one that is the Mimic we see, I believe. I don't know exactly what went wrong. I think it learned a lot of violence and anger and pretty much became homicidal. It's really sad. The whole story is so sad. I don't know if you guys ever got a good look at Monty, the primitive Monty, but I actually think he looks cooler on the older model. I don't know. You might think I'm crazy, but he looks more like a real gator. Here you are going to see me press the buttons on these audio logs.
Journal entry.
See there, he's talking about Hen. He got the change order from Hen last night. None of it makes sense. I'm almost done. Why change it now? Yeah, isn't that... When you know the rest of the story, it makes it really sad. So, yeah, I am pushing the buttons on the audio logs. Just force of habit, I guess. You can bypass them when you come through a second time because they're already logged as being collected. But if you want to cover all of your bases, you can go and press them all again, just in case you think you might have missed one somewhere. But it's not necessary. The only thing is there's no way to track how many audio logs you've listened to. You can track your mail and you can track your collectible presents, but you can't track the audio logs. So just to be on the safe side, I am going to be pressing them all again, and I did throughout the playthrough as well, the playthrough that I cut out. So here we skipped the whole Fiona segment, which is basically Edwin's wife in a computer. It even has her voice. Run down the hallway here, head on over to the little cart with the helper or Mr. Helpful or whatever he is. Again, I'm going to stop and press this button. I know I pressed it before, but I'm just covering my bases. I'm going to skip over this entire part until we get to the house. So press the button, take the elevator. And I understand why this game puts so much dialogue in it, but it does get kind of annoying after a while. Like, I've played through New Game on 3 different accounts and then New Game Plus on 3 different accounts, so I've heard this so many times it does get tedious. Anyway, back to business. We are back at the main house now. We are preparing to get the secret ending. So we're going to head inside, keep an eye out for the mimic. He is roaming around, as you can see through that broken window. I am going to go and unlock that door in just a second. We want to turn to the right and go to this very first door on the right. Unlock it and go inside. And on the table, you'll find a cassette, and you can barely make out, I think it's a bedtime story. It's hard to see. Then I'm going to come and unlock the door to the safe room. If you want, you can place the cassette into the inventory, because we're going to find another inventory upstairs. So if you want to collect the ones at the bottom and store them in the inventory, you can get them back again once you go upstairs. It is completely up to you. I am not going to do that. I'm going to take my cassette directly up to the room where it belongs. So just keep that in mind. If you place it in the inventory tube, you will have access to it upstairs. So like our main hub for the films was downstairs in the safe room, we have a new main hub upstairs to the left, first door on the right. You can see in here we have an inventory tube system, and there are 6 cassette players. I don't know why I said 5. There are 6 cassette players, meaning we have to find 6 different cassettes. There is one in this room. It doesn't matter which cassette player you put it in. They can go in any order. It doesn't matter, as long as they're all full. So on this little table there is the second cassette. We are going to exit this room. There's one more door downstairs that we have to go through that has that needs the glitched permission. Down the stairs to the right at the end, you'll see the door with the glitched permission. Right now, I'm just going to go and press the button on that audio log because I'm a little bit OCD about things, which makes it very hard to make game guides because I tend to do things repeatedly. When I'm playing alone, I double check and triple check myself a lot, and you can't really do that and make an efficient game guide. So yeah, just let me cure my OCD urge, press that button, and then we'll come back around and we're going to open up the door at the end of the hall. So from this vent, it's going to be into the hall to the left. When you come down the stairs, it's to the right at the end of the hall. Here I'm just kind of waiting to see what the mimic's going to do, and I'm glad I waited. It's like he doesn't know who he's supposed to be. He's wearing Chica's mask on the side, Foxy's hook, Bunny's ears, and he's got pieces of legs and stuff that are Freddy's. It is just the strangest amalgamation. Okay, he's got his back turned. Let's go and unlock this door. And inside on the small round table, the only thing in here is cassette number 3. So be sure to grab that. You're going to want to keep an eye on what the mimic is doing. You can see we're shaking pretty violently here, so that means he's close by. Wait until the shaking kind of subsides before you open up the door. Oh man, he just won't go away. Sometimes they'll glitch through the wall too. If they're really close to the door or the wall, you'll see them kind of glitch through. Okay. I don't know where he is. Oh, he was right there. Hopefully he's going to go away. I hope he didn't see the door close. Okay, he's gone down the hall now, so let's make a beeline for the stairs. Go up to our safe room. And I hate those chains. Even if I duck under them when I stand up, they still jingle. It's super annoying. Place your third cassette into any player that you wish. We have 3 more to go. All of those doors are going to be located upstairs, thankfully, so we don't have to go down there anymore. Just be careful because he does like to lurk around up here. So I'm going to go to the left first. There is 1 door over here that requires the glitched permission. In this room, you're going to find audio log number 21. Be sure to press it. And on the opposite side of the room is cassette number 4. That's all that's in here. We can exit the room now and go over to our safe room to place the cassette into a player. I do apologize if you hear my dog snoring. I can hear her through my headphones, so I don't know if you can hear her or not, but I do apologize. She can be pretty loud. So it's hard to tell. I don't see any places where we can peek through the wall in this room, but sometimes the mimic will be downstairs and make the floor shake. Come to the right at the end of the hallway. This is a bathroom or a washroom of some sort. In the back, behind that curtain, is cassette number 5. Grab that and head back over to our safe room and place it in an empty cassette player. And each time you place them in a player, you will get a save. So that's a good thing. 1 more left. And I saved the room directly across from us for last because it's the closest. Do all the hard stuff first and save the easy stuff for last. Run across, open up the door, and in this room, we are going to get audio log number 22. And we're also going to earn the Good Listener Trophy because we have collected every audio log in the entire game. Right next to that audio log is cassette number 6 as well. So be sure to pick that up before you leave the room and head back over to the safe room. Come over and place it in the final empty cassette player, and you'll see that the vent next to it will drop down. So we can't enter that room until all the cassettes are inside. Now, before we go any further, we need to remove the white tiger doll from our collectibles. This is essential to complete the secret ending. So grab the white tiger doll and then go through the vent. It's going to bring us into a room that we have not been in yet. I don't even know where the door for it is, to be honest. There's a door in the room, but I don't know, like from the hallways, I don't know how to get there. So obviously this is a child's bedroom. You do get a save when you walk in, so be aware of that. There's a very high potential of dying here. It looks very similar to FNAF 4, the bedroom there. A lot of similarities. Look on the wall and you're going to see those banners, they're always going to be in a different order. Yours is not going to look exactly like mine. You may have different animals and they'll probably be in a different order. But whatever order they're in, from left to right, pay attention to them because that's the order you have to press the buttons. Once you place the white tiger on top of the podium, you're going to see in the closet, there seems to be a robot in there. And this one can't decide who it wants to be. Sometimes it wants to be Edwin, sometimes it wants to be Fiona, and sometimes it wants to be David. And it wants to tell a story. So as it asks questions about what comes next, you have to press the buttons in the correct order. When they light up, press the button that goes next. And it's all based on what you see on the wall. Each time you press the correct button, the robot will shrink down to a child's size. And when it's time to choose what happens next, it grows bigger and comes in to attack you until it registers that you've picked the right button. Very, very creepy. So go through and press the buttons in whatever order you have. For me, it was chicken, dog, bunny, bear. And once that's done, you'll get your true ending. He's going to glitch out a little bit after the final button press, and then the chest will open up and you'll be able to put your data diver inside of his chest. This is essentially going to reset the Mimic in a way, and it will allow you to earn the story time trophy, which is earned by fixing what's broken. And since we have earned every other trophy in the game, we're also going to collect the Golden Hours trophy, which is the platinum. You have completed everything there is to complete in this game. I don't know why my camera just spun around like that. Just to let you know, that's the only time it ever happened. It is kind of cool though. I never would have seen the white tiger on the floor otherwise. So let's see what happens here. And if you listen very carefully after he goes to sleep, you hear strange noises just before the end. Now, I'm fairly certain that what we just heard was a vent being opened, and that previous Mimic was going to make its way into the room we were in. So, my final thoughts about this game. I thought it was very sad. I think it may have been the saddest game since FNAF 4. And just thinking about it, it's almost like it is a cautionary tale, because you have this guy, Edwin, who's obviously a bit of a genius when it comes to creating these animatronics, and he and Fiona have these ideas for suits and characters, and they're clearly blossoming with each other on creativity. Now, once Fiona dies, Edwin just can't deal with it. So he creates this endoskeleton that's capable of learning and mimicking other people. And he has all of these recordings of Fiona. So he actively teaches this endoskeleton to be Fiona. And then David, he tragically dies as well. And Fiona, the endoskeleton Fiona, M1, misses David and encourages Edwin to create an M2 and have it learn from David. But I think the main problem there was because Edwin was always so busy, and you constantly hear him saying that he didn't spend enough time with his son. He was always telling him, "Oh, next time, buddy," or "I got to get back to work." He didn't have all the material that he needed to let this endoskeleton know that it needed to be David. And instead, M2 learned to be David and learned from M1 how to be Fiona, and also learned from Edwin himself to be Edwin. And it never was able to take those three personalities and meld them into one. So essentially it became homicidal and started wreaking havoc. And you can tell by the audio log earlier that M2 could have helped Edwin when he was dying, and it didn't. It said it didn't have enough time for him. And in the meantime, once all three people, humans, are gone, M2 is in this facility with tons of pieces of equipment and other pieces of, or half-done endoskeletons, fully done endoskeletons, and it started to mimic Edwin by creating little animatronics of its own, and you see those at the end of the second ending. And in a very futuristic yet realistic sort of way, it may be the most brilliant thing that FNAF has ever done, is to truly introduce a primitive AI to the animatronic. Overall, I thought this game was really fun. I didn't pay very much for it, so if you can catch it on sale, I highly recommend it. It's pretty simple. There's no combat or anything. It's pretty much just puzzles and running. So if you like that kind of thing, this is probably for you. The music was very FNAF. The setting was very FNAF. If you're a fan of FNAF, this is the game for you. Overall, for its genre, I'd give it a B+. It's pretty good. Maybe like a 7 out of 10. Pretty good. So this is going to end our playthrough of FNAF Secret of the Mimic. Thank you all so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And I can't wait to see everybody back here in our next game guide. Until then, Khajiit always has wares.